Welcome to No Excuses. My name is Mary Fran, and today is my weekly weigh-in. And the dog is not wanting me to film this. But it's my weekly weigh-in, and I am ready to share. Maybe not anxious, but I am ready to share my results. I had a really good week. I have exercised every day. I have drank my 64 plus ounces of water. And I've kept my calories in my calorie goal, which is under 1,500 calories. Doing great. Everything is going well. I'm starting to see my body respond. Maybe not in how it looks, but in how it feels most days. And I feel good with what I'm doing. But stepped on the scales. And I weigh myself every day, so I kind of knew this was coming. I was hoping for a miracle, but my weight had popped up at the very beginning of this weigh-in week, and it just hasn't gone down. It just really hasn't gone down, and it's very frustrating. And so today for my official weigh-in, I weighed in at 1.3 pounds up. Yes, I gained. That brings about the opportunity to learn some lessons. So that means I need to reevaluate. So my goal for my diet plan, for my eating plan, was to keep my calories under 1,500. And if you've been watching my channel for any length of time, you will find that I have historically never been able to lose weight at 1,500. I think 1,400 is the max of where I can be before, I start to show gains. Before you freak out and say, well, that's just too few calories. I actually don't weigh a lot of my food. And if I put ketchup on, I really don't worry about measuring it. So I always look at the lower calories as a payoff for not having to be so regimented. But 1,500 is too high for me. And yes, and after what I just said, you know that I'm probably eating closer to 1,600 or 1,700. So reevaluating, my new top goal is 1,400. I can have one day that I'm over, but that's okay. 1,400. It's just what it's got to be, because I am doing what's right and I'm not losing. So something needs to change. So calories, I'm going to try to pull them down a little bit. The other thing I'm going to do is, I do know that this past week I had a lot more carbs. The carb level had gone up. I had a grilled cheese the one day. I went out to eat one other day and had a sandwich at lunch, and then carbs at dinner. And then I had another sandwich the next day at lunch, and then carbs at dinner. We had pizza the one night, which is not a problem, but then the leftover pizza I had for lunch, and then my normal carbs for dinner. What has historically always worked for me was to eat more light for breakfast and lunch, and then I have a quote-unquote normal dinner, and I have my carb. I know that I need to keep my carbs at like 1 serving a day. I can have a potato, but I can't have a potato and bread. I can have bread, but I can't have bread and bread again. So 2 things that we're going to work on: lowering the carb levels and lowering the calories. And I'm confident if I do that, I should see a loss next week. I'm learning. And yes, this is something I actually already knew, but you don't want to do it. My mind didn't want to accept it. Well, if I'm exercising an hour and a half a day, I was going to certainly eat 1,500 calories. That was my thinking, but apparently not. The week that I lost the 5 pounds, I was actually eating about 1,300 to 1,400, and I had, I think, 1 or 2 days where I was lower. I was eating lower calories. I was eating less carbs. So I'm going to try it. I don't want to accept it, because that's not what I want to eat, and that's not how I want to eat, but that's how my body needs me to eat, apparently. Short, quick, and sweet, but that's my weigh-in, and it's not a positive one. But let me ask you, if you have ever been on a weight loss journey, is it always positive and roses? No. No, it's not. So this is real. This is the way it is. You're going to have setbacks, which are opportunities to learn, grow, and adjust. And that's what I'm doing. No excuses.